What's cracking? What's cracking? What's cracking? What's cracking, everybody? So listen, by the time I post this, if more trade shit happens between the Lakers or Dallas, I will be sure to post it. I know that De'Aaron Fox was traded to the Spurs. Zach LaVine is on the Kings, if I'm not mistaken. The only reason I'm not talking too much about that is because I don't think it's too much of a needle mover. If we go ahead and look at the Spurs. Oh, by the way, intro. If you guys are new to my content, I make react content. I talk about drama. I talk about basketball. I will post a video every single day, 3 p.m. Central Time. Go ahead and check my channel out. Like, comment, subscribe. It'll always be back to back. So you'll get 4 to 5 drama videos a week, 4 to 5 basketball videos a week from either content creators or me talking about current events in the NBA. Depends. Today will be a video for us to react to, but all right, intro out the way. Go ahead, please like, comment, subscribe. If you want me to react to something, please comment it and I'll react to it. Anyway, when it comes to the Spurs, where are they standing as far as the West? I don't think they're doing hot whatsoever. Yeah, they're 12th. And then the Kings are 10th, so they have a chance to be in the play-in. I like Zach LaVine. I don't think I like him that much. But that's why I'm not talking too much as far as the Spurs and the Kings as far as that trade goes down, because at the end of the day I just don't see it as much as a needle mover. I do think it's something to bring up, so that's why I just brought it up. But like I said, my eye will be on the lookout as far as the Mavs and the Lakers to see what trades they end up doing, because the Mavs say they're in win now mode, so we're gonna see. The Lakers, I'm pretty sure they're rebuilding for the future, but if they trade Austin Reeves, then they might want to rebuild for the future and win a championship soon. So we'll see what happens on that front. Nonetheless, guys, if some crazy shit happens when I drop this video, this will be dropped on, because tomorrow's Tuesday, so that'll be another drama video. So this will be dropped on Wednesday. So as of Wednesday, if shit happens, I will be sure to drop the content on that. And talk about it. But let's get this shit started. This is a post 2K video. Why the 2011 NBA Finals will never be forgotten. Let's get it on.
2011 NBA Finals. And look who's leading the series. Yeah, Dirk and the Mavericks are on the cusp of one of the greatest upsets in league history. On the flip side, Miami's newly formed Big Three is on the verge of an all-time great collapse. They were supposed to win not 1, not 2, not 3, you know what I'm getting to. Yet here they are, just 48 minutes away from a complete failure against a team that shouldn't even be here in the first place. So how did we get here? How did Dallas of all teams get themselves in this position? And what went wrong for Miami? Well, to answer those questions, we gotta go back to 2006. In the 06 Finals, we got a young 24-year-old Dwayne Wade and the Miami Heat face off against a prime 27-year-old Dirk Nowitzki and the Dallas Mavericks. And at the peak of his powers, Dirk had the edge early in the series. The Mavericks got up 2-0, and it seemed like Nowitzki would finally capture his long-awaited title, until the Flash spoiled the party. Dwayne Wade completely took over the next 4 games, averaging over 39 points a night to drag the Heat to
39 points per game back in 06 is absolutely fucking crazy.
Their first title in franchise history while putting a knife through Dirk's heart. This was supposed to be his championship. He'd been so close so many times, and it seemed like the stars had finally aligned. But in the blink of an eye, the Flash took it from him. The 2006 Finals shook the NBA to its core, but what happened just 5 years later eclipsed it. After their heartbreaking loss in the finals, Dallas bounced back with a monster 2007 season. The team won 67 games and had the best record in the NBA. Dirk was named the league's MVP, and they were poised not to just make another run to the finals, but to win the championship. And then, boom.
The greatest upset in the history of the NBA playoffs. They have defeated the Dallas Mavericks in 6.
Dallas suffered a catastrophic collapse to the We Believe Warriors in the first round of the playoffs, becoming just the 3rd team in history to lose to the 8th seed as the 1st seed.
That's crazy. That is crazy. I do think moving forward, though, because let's go ahead and look back at the standings. I do think moving forward, though, this is not going to be that crazy of a thing to happen because of how jumbled these games are. Look at this shit, dog. If you win, right now the Suns are the 8th seed. If they win 3 games, they're the 5th seed. If they win 4 games, 5 games, they're tied for the 4th seed. You see what I mean? Like, the degree of separation is a handful of games. On one hand, it's a handful of games. So, the Suns versus the Thunder. Obviously, the Thunder, I believe, would win. But would we be completely shocked if a Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker-led Suns team actually started clicking and ended up beating the Thunder? I think it would be an upset, of course. But I don't think it would be like, oh, fuck, I'm so shocked that happened. Like, teams nowadays, when it comes to standings, especially the West, now the East is a different story. I think these rankings are pretty accurate as far as the seeding goes. But the West, I'm telling you, the East will catch up in due time. I think in the next couple of years, the East will catch up as far as talent being dispersed throughout the East. But when it comes to the West, dog, I can see the Suns beating the Thunder. I don't think that'd be super crazy. I can see the Timberwolves beating the Grizzlies. I don't think that's super crazy. Clippers and Rockets, I don't trust the Clippers. But I could, maybe. I don't know. They need a big. I could have saw the Lakers beating the Nuggets. Like, I can see the lower seeded teams beating the higher seeded teams this year in the West for sure. The East, not so much, but the West for sure. So the talent is just getting better in the league, and it's going to get better throughout the entire league, West and East, here in the next few years. And like seeding will only matter as much as like March Madness, whereas like you could have an 11th seed and the 7th seed make it to the fucking finale or the Final Four or the Elite Eight. Like, seeding's not going to matter too much as far as you just getting home court advantage going to the future instead of determining which team is the hottest or the best. I mean, the Celtics are considered the best team right now, and they don't even have the best record in the league. So yeah, I'm just saying, shit's getting scary nowadays.
It was an absolute embarrassment to Dirk and the entire Mavericks franchise. And for the cherry on top, just 2 weeks after their shocking defeat, Nowitzki had to accept the MVP trophy in an all-time awkward press conference. It was no doubt the lowest moment of his career. But pressure makes diamonds, right? Meanwhile, 2007 was the title defense season for the Miami Heat, and it didn't go so smoothly. D-Wade faced injuries throughout the year, and they got swept in the first round. It was disappointing to say the least, and a little baffling. After 2006, both teams seemingly had another run in them. A young superstar with the rest of his career in front of him, and a unicorn at the top of his game. But just a year later, you questioned everything about them. In fact, the following years were eerily similar. In 2008, Dallas won 51 games and lost in round 1. Miami got thrashed by injuries and won just 15 games. Failure. In 2009, the Heat bounced back, and then got bounced in round 1, while the Mavericks got deleted in the second round. In 2010, they redeemed themselves, 55 wins and the second seed in the West. Now, tell me if you've heard this before. The Mavericks choked. They got upset by the 7th seed San Antonio Spurs in the first round, and it wasn't much different on the other side. Miami lost to the Boston Celtics in 5 for another first-round exit. In fact, the Heat haven't won a single playoff series since they won the title. It was rough, and headed into the 2010 offseason, our 2006 finalists needed to see major changes if they wanted to get back to where they were just 5 years ago. And for the Miami Heat, change war number 6. In the 2010 offseason, Miami signed the free agent of all free agents, LeBron motherfucking James.
I know y'all saw that. I talked about this before. I know y'all saw that. It said that chances LeBron signs with the Bulls in the little header. Not header, but they were talking about it. LeBron was going to come to Chicago. He was going to come to Chicago. Ah! And he didn't. And then we started hating him because he didn't. Because, you know, the one motherfucker that kept beating us, LeBron. And then he just went to fucking Miami instead. Fuck that nigga. Well, not anymore. I got him on my wall. But I used to hate him. God damn it.
Arguably the best player in the world and the back-to-back MVP. Oh, and they also signed this Chris Bosh dude who's pretty good too. And a return trip to the finals for Miami seems imminent. Dallas, however, didn't get the opportunity to make that type of move, but they did address their defense, trading for Tyson Chandler to be their anchor on the defensive end. Both squads felt good about their moves, and the 2011 season was upon us. Compared to the last 5 years, this season was magical for the Heat. The Big Three was living up to the hype and finished with 58 wins as the second seed in the East. Out in the other conference, the Dallas Mavericks were an absolute wrecking ball. Though they were a little older, it was a perfect blend of talent, proven by their 57-win season.
No, Dallas was garbage. According to everyone that talks basketball, Dallas was trash. Look, I'm never going to say that LeBron didn't choke in this series whatsoever. LeBron did not play as well as he should have played. That is 100% a fact. Okay? One thing I do want to speak on, and I think Mark Cuban said it best. Let me go ahead and look this up. Give me a second. I will never say that LeBron James did not play to the capacity that he should have been playing at. That's just a fact. He should have been playing better than he played. But I will also be remiss if I failed to say that this Dallas team was not good, because it was. Not only that, they played well. So I want to play a clip real quick of Mark Cuban debating with Skip Bayless, because a lot of times the narrative is LeBron choke, LeBron choke, LeBron choke. LeBron did not play as well as he should have. That is 100% a fact. I will not disagree with that. But to take away from Dallas like they were just some scrubs is disrespectful.
Finding out what's your, you may have more than one issue, but what's your biggest issue with Skip?
It's not just Skip, it's sports writers, sports media in general, where everything's generalities, right? Excruciating pressure. What the hell is that, right? You know,
it was excruciating pressure. That's what it was.
Is that meaning what, Skip?
Meaning that you personally watched up close and personal what LeBron went through last year against your Dallas Mavericks. Was it not the biggest collapse of a superstar that we've ever witnessed on a finals or championship stage?
No. I mean, first of all, it's a team game. Right, you guys like to talk in complete generalities where no one can question you, right? You don't ever use facts. You don't ever use substance. You don't ever
use facts.
No.
That's all I use on this show.
What, excruciating pressure, undeniable this, you know, it's just all generalities.
There's never been a star under more pressure going into a finals, a championship series or game than LeBron James was under after 9 years and 3 league MVPs.
Well, first of all, you have the presumption that people care what you say. They don't. That when the guys go out there, when guys go out there, no, I'm talking about media in general. When guys get ready to play and they're in the locker room, they're not thinking, okay, well, what's written, what's going to be written, what's being said, right? I mean, they're getting prepared. And if you've got a good coach and you've got a good culture, then guys are ready to play no matter what. Like you guys were just talking about, you know, Miami wanted it more or less. Like that is just such horse, you know what, right? There's no such thing as it's not that Oklahoma City don't want it more. I think Miami was better prepared to play the game than Oklahoma City in terms of adjustments and changes. Now, if you want to talk about double teams and how they were used, whether or not they should have played zone, what defensive structure was in place, that's a valid conversation. But just saying they wanted it more, that's ridiculous.
Okay.
When you're Kevin Durant and you're Derek Fisher and you're Russell Westbrook, etc., and you're at that closeout game, there's nobody that wants it more. It's just a question of who executes better, and then you decide why.
Who played harder in the last games? Miami did every game. LeBron played harder than Kevin Durant did 4 straight games.
That is the most ridiculous thing any sports writer has ever said. Now, if you think when Kevin Durant walked off the court, he thought, yeah, I didn't play quite hard enough, right? Now, you can say like he wasn't put in a position to succeed. You could say that they didn't run the right plays. They didn't get the ball to him on the block enough. And if you were smart, you'd come out and you'd have substance. And you say, you know what? This is how many plays they ran to him on the block. Here's how Miami defended it. Now, you can also argue that the Pat Riley way is always the same way all the time. Miami played it the same way all the time, and then we can have a discussion about adjustments. Like last year, did we play harder than the Heat? Is that what you think it was?
No, I don't. I think LeBron disappeared and shrank in crunch time of the fourth quarter, and I can just show you the numbers of what he didn't do in every fourth quarter.
So we get no credit for not putting him in a position to succeed, right? We played.
Exactly. Like, this is the frustrating part of the narrative of LeBron shrunk, disappeared, blah, blah, blah. Like, LeBron should have played better, but two things can be true at the same time. LeBron did not play as well as he should have played, but was it because LeBron just choked and is terrible and is garbage? Or could it be that the Mavericks were able to contain LeBron, and LeBron was able to work over those woes, get better, and become the superstar that he was or is moving forward, and was able to become a better superstar as the years progressed because of a finals loss like this and just getting better. To turn around and say, well, you know what? It's because LeBron choked and didn't play as hard. It's just simplistic. He didn't play as well as he should have. It's different than saying he choked and didn't play hard. So yeah, I don't like taking away from the Mavericks, considering the fact that they still were a great team. A lot of people like to act like the Mavs were just garbage, and they won 57 games. Like, they weren't garbage.
He put himself in. All he did was stand out on the perimeter.
Now, how do you think we defended that? Why do you think he was standing out there?
You didn't have to defend it.
Oh, right. So no matter what we did, he was just going to stand there and do nothing.
Well, that's all I saw. That was a lot
That's
of
exactly
it.
right.
Exactly. This is... I don't need to play the rest of it. Y'all know Skip Bayless is a troll nonetheless. But yeah, that just proves it. He literally brought up the question, what do you think we did? How do you think we contained him? If you think that LeBron was just going to play bad the whole series, should we have just left him on the block? He wasn't going to do anything? Yeah, that's all I saw. He was going to do nothing. And it's like, okay, then you're not serious. You're not being serious. So yeah, little quick tangent we just went on there. But I just figured I'd bring that up because it is frustrating. It can be frustrating for fans when it comes to talking about basketball. Because yes, LeBron did not play as well as he should have in that series. I will say it again and again and again and again. I'll probably say it again a couple more times as this video goes on. But I don't like the narrative of, well, at the end of the day, these guys shouldn't have been there. I like Post 2K, but I don't even like that he said that, considering this team won 57 games. He started the video with, like, they shouldn't have been there. They won one game less than the fucking Heat. And I'm not saying winning games is everything. Trust me. I had a rant about that in one of my basketball videos. Winning games doesn't mean you're automatically the greatest. That is true. But if you're winning a decent amount of games and you're beating a good teams in the playoffs, because they had to get to the finals, right? They didn't just get planted in the finals. They had to win to get there. And you're beating good teams to get there. I don't see it as a team that shouldn't have been there. A team that shouldn't have been there is something you can say about the college basketball playoffs. Like March Madness is a team going on a Cinderella one because it's one and done, right? Or you could say even about football. You can say about in the NFL, like a team, because it's one and done. This isn't one and done. It's a 7-game series. At the end of the day, best team's going to win. 7 games, best team is going to win. And if your best stars don't come up and play as they should, yes, your team will lose. But they had to beat multiple teams in 7-game series to get to the finals. So let's not take away from the Mavericks. I'm not making excuses for LeBron, because I said it already, and I'll say it again. He should have played better. All I'm saying is let's not take away from the Mavericks to try to disparage LeBron. That's all.
To clinch the 3rd seed in the West. This set up a first-round matchup against a solid Portland team that pushed them a little more than expected. The series was tied at 2, but the Mavericks closed it out in 6. Round 1 for the Miami Heat in the East, however, was a cakewalk, taking care of the 76ers in 5. But their next opponent was a much, much bigger challenge. The defending Eastern Conference champion Boston Celtics, led by the original Big Three. They dummied them in 5. As Miami beat last year's finalists, the Mavericks were doing the same, facing off against Kobe and the 2-time defending champion Lakers. And surprisingly, Dallas swept them, which lines them up for yet another challenge.
Yeah. I bring this up all the time. When people want to sit there and be like, oh, he lost to the Mavericks, he lost to a trash team, couldn't be my GOAT. It's like, okay, Kobe got swept. And they were the defending champs. Kobe got swept. It's not like this was a Laker team that just happened to get to the playoffs and Kobe was their only great star. They were the defending champions, and Kobe got swept. And I'm not taking away from Kobe. All I'm saying is that this Dallas team was better than some of y'all like to think. That's why I like watching this video. Because, yes, I understand that LeBron should have played better. But that Dallas team was not a fucking faux team, a faux champion. That ring that they have is heavy as fuck because they earned it. They're a good team. That's all. So when you play this argument of like the Mavs were really bad, I can't believe he lost to that Mavs team. Kobe lost to that Mavs team. I'm not taking that away from Kobe. All I'm saying is that this Dallas team is better than you want to give them credit for. People want to act like Dallas just got to the playoffs and got plucked to the finals. It's like, they had to win to get there, right? They had to beat good teams to get there, right?
Against a young juggernaut in OKC. The old guys beat the new kids in 5 to finally make it back to the NBA Finals for a chance at redemption. But will it be against the loaded Bulls squad? were the big three. Miami had their hands full with the 62-win Chicago Bulls and MVP D Rose in the Eastern Conference Finals. They lost Game 1 and it seemed like they were in trouble. I'm just kidding, they rattled off 4 straight wins, and the Heat are back in the finals, facing off against an old foe. This time around, it's David versus Goliath. Dirk has no shot, right? And just like that, they're back. A 2006 finals rematch that not many had expected, but what many did expect, including experts, was a Miami beatdown. And Game 1 seemed to be a preview of that. Skip to the second half and Miami cranked up the heat. LeBron and Wade combined to score 17 in the third quarter, and it was capped off by a fading 3 by LeBron to beat the buzzer and put Miami up 4. It wasn't a massive lead by any means, but Dallas wasn't able to overtake them. LeBron threw down a demonstrative and 1 slam with 2 minutes to go to push their lead to double digits, and it was wraps. Miami's big 3 lived up to their name with some big performances. They dominated the second half and take Game 1. After a fairly convincing win in Game 1, Miami now had the opportunity to take full control of this series, and Dwayne Wade wasn't going to let it go to waste.
Stojakovic is going to hit Wade, sidesteps. That should be up 4. Wade, oh, difficult bank shot. Nowitzki, fouls Wade.
The Flash was a problem with a 21-point first half that gave the Heat all the momentum they needed, and it also lit a fire under LeBron. In the third quarter, he threw down 2 earth-shattering dunks to give Miami a 4-point lead headed into the fourth, and that's when they got into a groove. The first 5 minutes of the quarter was complete and utter dominance by the Heat, capped off by a Dwayne Wade corner 3 to give them 36 on the night and take a commanding 15-point lead. The game was over. A 2-0 series lead for Miami seemed inevitable, until Dallas hit them with an Uno reverse card. The Mavs began draining threes and tough mid-range jumpers to go on a white-hot 15-2 run to get within 2 with 2:40 to go. And that's when Dirk took over. On the fast break, he scoops home a lefty layup to tie the game. Seconds later, he drinks a monster 3 to take the lead. But they fall asleep on defense and Mario Chalmers nails a corner 3 to tie it up, which puts the ball back into Dirk's hands with less than 10 seconds remaining.
7 to shoot. Nowitzki drives with it underneath lefty layup. Banks it in with 3.6 remaining. Miami out of timeouts, trailing by 2. Game back to Wade. Wade puts it up for the win. Off the mark, and Dallas has tied the finals with one of the most incredible comebacks in NBA Finals history.
Nowitzki came through big time. Dallas absolutely robs a game from Miami on the road, and the series is tied. After what happened in Game 2, LeBron and Wade came out angry in Game 3, each scoring 8 points in the first quarter. Miami took this pissed-off attitude deep into the second, getting up by as much as 13 with 2:30 remaining in the half. But then, they got deja vu. Dallas went on a blazing 10-2 run and cut the deficit to 5 entering the second half. But the Heat responded once again, getting back up 13, to which Dirk answered with 9 in the third to keep the Mavs within reach. And in the fourth quarter, he went unconscious.
Nowitzki, a good look for 3. Nowitzki, backdoor, tie game. Nowitzki, 5 on the clock. Nowitzki, head fake, falling away. It's good. Dirk Nowitzki knocks it down again.
Dirk tapped into his flow state with a 15-point quarter with some of the purest buckets you'll ever see. This was part of a 34-point, 11-rebound, 3-block performance. However, it wasn't enough to take the lead. With 45 seconds left, the score is tied. LeBron finds a...
Yeah, Dirk Nowitzki. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. People need to stop playing on his name. Give respect to Dirk where it's necessary. If you want to say that LeBron did not play as well, I'm okay with that. Even though seemingly he seemed to be playing okay. The whole meltdown narrative seems to be overplayed. But at the end of the day, if you want to say he should have played better, I'm fine with that. Just the whole he melted down and that's the only reason the Mavs won is actually ridiculous. Considering that half of y'all don't even think LeBron ain't that good anyway. Some of y'all think this Miami team would have been better without him. So to say that the only reason Miami Heat lost is because he broke down is saying that you think if he didn't break down and played as well as he should have been playing, they would have won, meaning that you do think LeBron is that good. Like, make up your mind, doggy.
Wide open Bosch, and he drills the deep 2 to take the lead. And with 4 seconds left, Dirk has a chance to win or send the game to overtime.
Timeouts, they have to get it in. Up to Nowitzki. Haslam on him. Nowitzki spins. Head fake, falling away. Shot won't go, and Miami holds on and takes game 3.
Nowitzki misses his patented fadeaway at the buzzer. Miami survives by the skin of their teeth, and they're just 2 wins away from a title. Entering a crucial Game 4, Dallas received some bad news. Dirk was dealing with a serious sinus infection. He toughed it out to play, but it was clear that he wasn't 100%, which meant that this was a golden opportunity for the Heat to take full control of the series and go up 3-1. But that's not exactly how it went. The Mavericks got massive contributions from Chandler, Marion, Terry, and Stevenson, combining for 57 of the team's 86 points. They were the only reason this game stayed close, and for the third game in a row, this one would be decided in the final minute. With less than 20 seconds left and Dallas up 1, Dirk comes through, scooping in a layup to go up 3. This game is going to come down to the final shot, but it wouldn't have if it wasn't for LeBron. The man who was supposed to be the best player in this series was passive, lackadaisical, and just completely out of it in a critical Game 4. He had just 8 points and 4 turnovers on 3 of 11 shooting. Had he played anything like himself, Miami wins this game. But for lack of better words, he choked, and the Heat have to muster up a miracle. Miami needs a 3, the ball gets inbounded, and Dwayne Wade fumbles it. The Heat miss out on a golden opportunity, and we got ourselves a series.
See, and this is what I'm saying. Team sport. At the end of the day, D. Wade had the ball in his hands with the final seconds, and he just lost it. He lost it. If you want to say, well, they shouldn't have been in that situation to begin with, that is fair. But again, let's not take away from the Mavericks. I really hope we don't do that, because the Mavericks played well. They earned their championship, and LeBron did not play that well. He should have played better. Even though the Mavericks may have put sets on him, even though the Mavericks may have run plays against him, even though the Mavericks may have conjured a game plan, like the Detroit Pistons did back with Jordan in his early years with the Jordan rules. Even if they conjured a game plan to contain LeBron, okay, LeBron should have still figured it out, just like Jordan did, and get better. But just like Jordan, he had to lose. And that's what happened. Jordan lost. He got better. He beat the Pistons. LeBron lost. Now, he never got to face the Mavericks again, sadly, in the finals at least. But he won. The following year, he won. He lost, he learned, he won. So, and even the years he lost the finals, his team lost, you can look at his numbers. They're never bad. They're never bad. Let's keep going.
You guys remember that Dirk sickness from Game 4? Well, prior to Game 5, LeBron and Wade made it clear that they weren't buying it. They were caught in crystal clear 4K, fake coughing, making fun of Nowitzki's sickness, insinuating that he was faking it. The video made the rounds, and Dirk definitely caught wind of it, because like many other all-time greats, this type of disrespect fuels them, and Dirk is no different.
Sick of the video of Wade and LeBron coughing. Dwayne said that that was a real cough, by the way.
Well, I just thought it was a little childish, a little ignorant.
Okay, chat. Hey, chat. I got no chat right now. But I am curious. Do you guys believe that was disrespect? I mean, Dirk played well, and they won. Was it just, what I get it was mocking, but is it like more mocking like, oh, I'm actually sick, but I won. Haha, I'm sick. Or was it mocking like, oh, I'm sick and I'm bad? I don't know. I get it was mocking either way, so nonetheless, I'm just curious on whether or not it was actually supposed to be like, what was it supposed to diss? That's what I'm a little confused about.
Nowitzki drives on Anthony, stops, left-handed, puts it in. Nowitzki puts it up in favor of the Heat. Nowitzki with the left hand.
Oh yeah, trash team. The only reason they won is because LeBron was so bad. Like, the Mavs, garbage team. This is garbage team.
High arcing three.
Well, I just thought it was a little childish.
Nowitzki showed out in front of LeBron and Wade with 29, 6, and 3 on their heads. Our guy was laser focused, and as we entered the fourth quarter with a 5-point lead for the Mavericks, Nowitzki got a helping hand. Jason Terry scored 8 huge points in the fourth that included a colossal 3 in LeBron's mouth to ice the game. This is why you never disrespect an all-time great. Or Jason Terry. The Mavericks are now just one win away from redemption. Game 6 put us on the cusp of one of the greatest collapses in history, which meant we were also on the cusp of one of the greatest underdog stories in history. We were going to get a storybook ending, unless LeBron had something to say about it.
I just don't like I said, I keep pausing and saying this, but I just don't. Dallas was a good team. They won 57 games. They beat Kobe's Lakers and Durant's Thunder. They played good teams in the playoffs, and they swept them, or gentlemen swept them. Like, why are we acting like they're just a team that by the fucking skin of their teeth just barely made it here? Took the Portland Trail Blazers to 7 games, barely made it. Took Kobe's Lakers to 7 games, barely made it. Took OKC to 7 games, barely made it. And now they're here. And it's like, that's not what happened, dog. They were dominant in the playoffs, got to the finals, and they're about to win. And I get it. LeBron should have played better. You know, if there was a transcript for me and you got $1 for every time I would have said that, I said that a lot. LeBron should have played better. But why are we acting like Dallas just kind of didn't deserve it when that's just not the case? They deserved it. They earned it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's saying that. It's just the verbiage seems to seem that way. And definitely some people in the NBA community, you talk to them about it, they act like Dallas was not even supposed to be there. Like they just woke up one day and they were pushed into it because everyone else fucking passed away and they were the only team left. Like, that's not what happened, dog. They deserved to be there. They earned their spot and they showed up.
James exploded right out of the gates, draining threes, getting to the cup as part of a 9-point first quarter. In a massive must-win game, he was showing no nerves. But I'll tell you who was. Dirk. This dude couldn't throw the ball into the ocean if he wanted to. In the first half, he had just 3 points on 1 of 12 shooting. Were he and the Mavs about to choke again? Despite Dirk's struggles, Dallas got out to a 12-point lead early in the second quarter. But it didn't last long. Miami responded right away with a blistering 14-0 run within 3 minutes to get themselves back in the game. The rest of the quarter stayed tight, and Dallas took a 2-point lead into halftime. And the only reason they have a lead despite Dirk's shooting is because of our Game 5 hero, Jason motherfucking Terry. The Jet had a whopping 19 points in the first half, delivering once again when they needed him the most. And in the third quarter, the big dog woke up. Dirk was knocking down tough mid-range jumpers for 8 points in the period, 5 more than his entire first half, and it got Dallas rolling. They began draining threes, getting to the rim with ease, and there was no response from Miami. The Mavericks were unstoppable, extending their 2-point halftime lead to 9 as they headed into what may be the final quarter of the season. The fourth was a slow death for Miami. They couldn't do anything to cut into Dallas's lead. It really felt like it was meant to be for the Mavericks. After years of heartbreaks and failures, they found themselves just minutes away from reaching a mountaintop that seemed so far away for the past half-decade. So with the summit within reach and the championship on the line, the ball was put into Dirk's hands to take them home.
That's the way they should play. Nowitzki puts it up. Puts it in. Dirk. Nowitzki, left hand.
The Miami Heat, they've done it. They win their first championship in franchise history.
The greatest upset in the history of the NBA playoffs. And the Hornets take the series from the Dallas Mavericks. Denver's headed to the Western Conference Finals. The first number 7 seed to win a best-of-7 first-round series.
Back to Nowitzki, lefty layup, that's it in. Dallas has tied the finals.
Going too early. Drives underneath, layup, he puts it in.
The Mavericks have even the series. Terry, a long three. Bang!
And the Mavericks will take a 3-2 lead in the NBA Finals.
Lays it in, and it's 103-92, and that should do it.
The Dallas Mavericks are NBA champions. Their first title in franchise history.
Nowitzki elevating his status amongst the NBA's greats.
Okay, I like that video. That was good. But if there's one thing the video taught me, and one thing I hope you guys walk away with, is this is a team sport. I hope you walk away with 3 things. 1, LeBron James did not play as well as he should have. And anybody asks you that, just admit that. Straight up, 100%. He should have played better. And if they played better, who knows what the narrative could have been. But we also cannot take away from the Dallas Mavericks playing well. Jason Terry giving you 19 points in a quarter. In a quarter. They get 52 points of contribution from their bench. Like, you have games where Dirk was dropping 50% from the field. Okay? Double-digit scoring rebounds. Like, to act like this team didn't deserve to be there. To act like this team is just some random underdog team that just, they woke up out of bed and they just got to the finals. It's just not true. they worked hard. They worked their fucking ass off, and they beat really good teams to find themselves in the NBA Finals against a really good team and won. LeBron could have played better. Fact, 100%. Never going to say otherwise. But Dallas played great. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. Because even with LeBron playing not as good as he should have been playing, they were still within arm's reach. And the only reason Dallas was able to push them off is because they played well. Period. So that was a good video. I like that. That was good. If you like my type of content, you like the shit I be talking about, you like my yapping, go ahead, give me a like, comment, subscribe to my shit. I talk about shit like this all the time. I post a video every other day. You know how I do. Like I said, this will be posted on Wednesday, I believe. Yes, Wednesday, I believe. If some more news come out about Dallas or the Lakers as far as that trade or them trading, I'll be sure to update a video, put it on my channel as well as this one. So hope y'all have a good one. Thank you for coming to my content. Thank you for coming to my channel. Love you. Have a good day. Enjoy your rest. Peace.